Testing 1 2 3. Testing the microphone 1 2 3. Hello, everybody here, and welcome to Trading Within the Box here on December 27th. Here on the charts here. First of all, this is not a recommendation to buy, hold, sell any stocks, options, forex, or futures. This is an educational video only. If you'd like to purchase stocks, please contact a licensed professional, and they will help you there in your stock trading execution. Okay, so now we're going to go over, let's go over right now. We're at the end of the month here, okay, and you know there's going to be some window dressing coming up here for the big institutions, okay? So you're going to see what's going to happen here now. You're going to see probably a little bit of buying going into the holiday weekend here, okay? So as we move over here to the S&P 500, okay, so now let's look at this and stretch this out here, what we have going on here. Now let's stretch it out, okay? So we have, as we're reaching this range, which it's not a surprise in the red zone here, we're creeping up into the spot. We pulled back. Now here's the thing here. Now remember when we pulled back a little bit over here. Now watch the volume, okay? When we pulled back here, we had the sideways consolidation. Look at the volume and the volume void as we got into that area. Okay, we hit the 9-day moving average. Okay, we came back up. We had this going on, and boom, we were off to the races again. Okay, so now what do we have going on here? Now look at this, okay? Look at the interest in selling here right now in this market than buying, okay? So we're creeping up. Yeah, we did creep up, but look at as they took the profit right there, okay? Look at the selling interest, okay, as we were up in the distribution area. Okay, so we're creeping up. We got the doji, we got the engulfing. Now we're coming back up, but we're coming with lighter volume. Look at the void in the volume right there. Okay, see that little space right there. Okay, so you're going up into those ranges. When you went up into the resistance area here, look down here as you had pretty solid volume. Okay, you had pretty solid volume there, and then right there you had pretty solid volume. Now you come up into the distribution area. And look at the red. Look at we're in the red there, okay? Now look how much volume there is selling into that, okay? So that's you know, we could be at the end of a run here, okay? Let's look at the banks, because the banks also now have a sideways consolidation here, okay? Look at the banks as we go up. Look at this area right here, trading within the box. Look at that, okay? So we have a sideways move here, and then we have a little distribution and a seller coming in here. Some big sellers coming in there. Okay. Now, when you're up in this area, look at the volume, look at the void. Okay. And obviously, you know, we got the holidays here, so we got a little bit of void. There's nobody there and that kind of thing too. But look at the increasing volume as you went up into this area. But now you have a sideways move. Now, does this mean we start getting a little tired here and we start pulling back? Okay. Now, this is like a cruise ship, these markets. They don't move fast like that when they start coming back down, okay? It takes a little time. It takes a little distribution up there. And then you'll find out, and then boom, you'll see the sellers in there, okay? So you have light volume here going up, so you got to be careful over here. Let's go to the IWM, and the IWM, as you look at it, you'll see you're in that spot. You're right up into the resistance area, okay? Going into that area with lighter volume. Look at this, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4 days, okay? Going up into this spot right here, okay? So as you're going in with lighter volume, you get a doji right at the point of the resistance spot, okay? So let's see if we can get up and above there, okay? So we're just kind of like seeing what the market's doing. Right here, you got the SMH, which is the semiconductors, which is 50-something% of that market, okay? And then look at this here, okay? Look at this. So we got this, we get up and above, but we get up and above with lighter volume. So we could creep up to this spot right here on this 180, 137. It could happen because right before holidays, you'll get a little bit of a rally right before the New Year's, and then going into the first of the year with the window dressing and all the big names, they start putting them in the portfolio. But then we want to see what's going to happen after that. Let's move over to Microsoft as we look at the monster, the Microsoft monster, as I call it. you'll see right in this spot here, you get dojis. Now you have dojis. Now look at this right here. Let's look at the overall picture of Microsoft. Let's stretch back, okay? So as we stretch back with Microsoft, you'll see it over here consolidating, okay? Let's go to a line chart, and then let's see that. Now watch this. Look at the line chart, okay? Now you also have the sideways consolidation at the same time here. Now this is trading within the box. Look at this, okay? Now how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 days, actually it's 17-day consolidation, okay? So as you are in that box, okay, you'll see somebody coming in here. That could be a seller, okay, right in that spot. You don't know, even though it's green, okay? That could be some big sellers in there taking their profits to get the distribution, and boom, you start to break down, okay? And then if the leaders start breaking down, you know that we're going to start breaking down again, okay? Okay, so, or we could just, let's look at the 2-hour chart, and as you look at the 2-hour chart, tell me what you see. Now you see this, okay? Let's stretch her out, okay? We got some, now we have some volume coming back in here, and we have some tweezers, okay, coming in. We see the tweezers, the little edges right there, okay? So they sold off, boom, bought it back, sold off, bought it back, boom, sold off, bought it back. Okay, now we're into, let's see what happens tomorrow if we start heading back up now, and this starts to turn and we head up. Volume coming in a little bit, okay? Now look at this. You got a little bit of a sell point here and a sell point here. So you know where you are. You got to know where you are, okay? On Microsoft. Let's look at the volume on the 45-minute chart as we go through it, okay? Now, the 45-minute chart is going to tell you some of the story, okay? You had sellers coming down. You come back up. Now, this is a sell signal right here, okay? A big sell signal on a 45-minute chart, okay? So, and you go into the spindle area, okay? You come back down. You get a little bit of a W right there. And then you get some volume, okay, kicking in again. So we can get this and we can get this, or we get this and we start breaking down to this level again. Okay, then we'd be trading in the within the box there, okay? So that's, keep watching it as we go into this holiday weekend here, okay? Over this weekend. Right now, it's December 27th here, okay? Let's go over to Apple. Excuse me. On Apple. Now, what's going on with Apple? Now, look at Apple coming into that area, and then, boom, at 198.55, tagged it like we said it was going to do. And now we're sitting at support here, right in that spot right there, okay? So this could be a little bit of a trading within the box area here, okay? We can come back up and then come back, and then the stochastic starts turning up, and then you'll see that. So when you get these, now let me show you something here. Okay, when you get this going on, okay, you get a doji, okay, up here, and you get this kind of thing, that a lot of times is a flush out, okay, exchange of money, and then you'll see a pullback or a sell off, or just a little small correction, okay, or just like a pullback, okay, because you'll see the exchange of the money right in the resistance area, okay. You also see that on the bottom. Okay, so when you're looking on the bottom, when you look at the bottom here, now when you start coming down, you'll see flush outs right before a move. See it right there, come back down, and then you'll see a move. You'll see it right here, you'll come back down a little bit, and then boom, you get a move. Okay, so that could be happening right now. What you could get is, you'll get you'll get it move down, you get this kind of thing, and then boom, you'll get a move to the downside. That could happen. Look at the sellers coming in here, taking some profits, okay, on Apple. So as you keep going down to the time frames, and then look at this. Look at Apple here. As we ride it down below the 20-day moving average, okay, so we're still underneath the moving average here. Let's say we shorted it over here, wait for it to come back up, and then boom, we get the sell signal again. Get the sell signal right there. And now we have a capitulation candlestick off for support. Now this has to start getting up and above, and then pulling back, and then if it's going to start moving the other way again, or it could be we can be getting this, and then boom, we hold, then we start going up. okay, on Apple. Or we could get this kind of thing and get this, and then we start breaking down to the next level, okay? So that we have to watch, okay? It's not simple where you just say, oh yeah, well that's exactly what it's doing. No, that's not the way it goes. Okay, you have to analyze exactly what's happening here, okay? You'll see the sellers start to dry up. See the sellers here? See the sellers? Okay, and we got some more sellers here. And then it starts to dry up here. And then you get a little bit of covering, okay? Right there. So we could get this kind of thing. And then we get an engulfing. Then we start heading our way back up to the 196.53 again. Okay, that could very well happen. Okay, let's go back to the daily chart here. And what do we have? Okay, we have a capitulation candlestick. So we could head back up and then fail again. Okay, we could head back up and then come back and then fail again. Okay, that could very well happen. So on Apple, let's go to weekly chart really quick because we want to see the overall picture. Then we have a lot of more stocks to go over, so we have to keep moving through. Now look at the weekly chart. This is not a surprise here. Okay, we moved up and we pushed up with high volume. Now we could get a little bit of a pullback to the 9-day moving average on the weekly chart and hold and then make another run at it. Okay, or we can come back and come this way and drift back to the 20-day moving average and hold. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, so that's the story with. Let's go over to actually with Tesla really quick on a weekly chart while we have the weekly chart open, and let's see what's going on here now. Now look at this. Okay, as you come into these areas here. Okay, you got this. You got a lower high. Okay. Come down, got a lower low, okay? Now look at the channel, okay? Now look at the channel here, okay? We have a little bit of a channel on a weekly chart, but it breaks it right here, okay? Right there. Right in this spot, right there, okay? We break the channel a little bit. Let's see. Now we want to see higher lows on the smaller time frames, and we want to see it pulling back and then going back up. So now you're in resistance at 262. You came up to 262. The high was at 263.34, okay, going into these areas, okay, right into here. So you did have some pressure right in that area, right here, right there, okay, you're right in the red zone there. So let's see now. Let's go. Let's see how many peaks we have too. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, and we're getting long in the tooth here, okay. So we're getting a little long in the tooth here on Tesla. Let's go to a 2-hour chart because we want it to pull back again and then reload and then come back. So here's the moving average. You want to hold and then boom, we want to come up to 265.97. Okay. Now the volume's pretty good on a 2-hour chart. It's not great. We do have higher lows. Okay. We have higher low engulfing, sideways engulfing. Let's see if we get that again with the engulfing on Tesla again. Okay. That's something that we're going to have to continue to watch. Now, let's go over to a 30-minute chart really quick here on Tesla, okay? So let me show you something here, too. See how it rode the moving average, and we had it right here? Boom. We got the buy signal, okay? We come back, okay? Let's see if we get that. And if we get an engulfing here, okay, we'll be heading up to 266, okay? So let's see. That's something we want to continue to watch and follow as we get into this area. Remember this too. Now look where you are. You're slamming right into a major resistance area. Okay. Let's see if they want to tag these highs right here from October 10th and October 11th. Okay. Let's see if it's going to tag those highs. Okay. So that's something that we have to continue to watch, as I always say. Okay. Let's go over to Amazon. And on Amazon, let's see how much more time we have here. About 10 to 12 minutes on going over the rest of the stocks. Now, on Amazon, look at the sideways consolidation here, okay? Now we got the sideways consolidation right there in that spot. Okay, look at the weakness in the volume. Let's see if we get this, and then boom, we get another engulfing here. Okay, because we did have good volume right in this spot. And that volume was displayed before the move even happened. Now look where it happened. Now look at this volume where it happened right here. Okay, it happened on December 15th. Okay, the buying. So we had the move. Sometimes you'll see the volume move before the stocks move. Okay, so that was an indication right there of what happened. Now you have dojis right here with a sideways consolidation. Okay, if you want to break it down to a smaller time frame, you could trade within the box. And look at this right here. Okay, so you're seeing these on when you break it down to the smaller time frames. Look at the selling showing up though a little bit. Okay, the sellers showing up. Boom, right there and right there. Okay, down here you have the buyers, right? Look at that. Now look at the profit taking. Look at the sellers here. Okay, sellers are still dominating the buyers a little bit here at this spot. Okay, so that's on a 2-hour chart. So sometimes you can break down the volume better on the 2-hour chart and the 45-minute charts than some others. Okay, so that's something that we're gonna have to keep an eye on. Let's go over to HD, which is Home Depot. Okay, and now in Home Depot, first of all, let's go to the weekly chart because we want to know the direction of where we're at. Now look how far away we are from the moving average. Now let's get the chart back, okay? Now let's look at the gap where we went in right here, okay? We came up and above. Okay, so we do have support right in this spot right here. So we can come back to this. We could drift back to this. And we have support right in this spot. So we could drift back here. The moving averages will start catching up. And then it'll maybe make one more run to see if it can take this out, this area, okay? So look at where the resistance areas are, okay? Now look at, we have one right here. Okay, we have one right in this spot too, up in this area. Okay, and as you look at that, so this run here where it took off, let's go to the daily chart. Okay, let's go to the daily chart and let's see. Now look at this run on Home Depot. We've been following this all the way since down here. Okay, been following it all the way since down here. Okay, when we had the gap up too. And on the earnings, right after the earnings, look at that volume. And then, boom, we were off to the races. Now, we had the sideways consolidation, and then we came up, and then we had the buying again. Now, look at this chunk. Look at this chunk of buying here, okay? That's consistently follow-through volume. That's follow-through volume where it just keeps closing higher every day. Sideways consolidation, we got back up. We got the engulfing. Now we get one of these again. So we got light volume. Remember what I just showed you on the weekly chart. Now this could come into the sideways consolidation, trading within the box and pull back. Okay, this could pull back right to this area here, and then let's see if it holds. Let's see if it holds the 335.92. If it pulls back to there, or it could just boom engulf and then take this out. Now if this takes it, let me show you something here. If this takes this out, okay. Watch this. If this takes this out right here in this spot, right in there, okay? If you get something that looks like this over here, boom, okay? Remember what I said. Measure it with a ruler, you'll go up to here, okay? You'll be in the 378.61 range, okay? But that remains to be seen. Now, you could get something like this. Remember, trading within the box, you have the sideways consolidation, and then you can get this and get the selling. And then, boom, we start heading down to this area right here. Okay? That could very well happen too. Because you're far away from the moving average on the weekly chart on Home Depot, okay? So that's something that you know, like I always say, you have to keep watching. You do have support right in these areas right here. You have support 345.44. You have support 343.07. You have support down here at 337.56 and 335.92. So that's something that remains to be seen, obviously. Can we be getting this type of thing with a little bit of an M and pull back? Okay, or we're going to go the other way. Okay, so we don't know yet because we don't have any of the buy signals here or anything, or sell signals. Okay, we don't have it. Now Goldman Sachs. Okay. Let's go over to Goldman Sachs. Now, Goldman Sachs, we've been following this one too. Let's shoot over to the weekly chart. Now, Goldman Sachs, let me show you something. Look how far away you are from the moving averages, okay? On the weekly chart. You're way far away. What happened the last time that happened, right? What happened? Boom. What happens when you get far away from the moving average? You pull back. Look at this side. Put your eyes to the left of the screen. Up in there, boom, you get to resistance, you pull back. You're far away from the moving average. You hold, you come back up, you pull all the way back to the 20 on a weekly. Get it engulfing. Now you're far. Look at the gap here. Look at the gap. Boom, you pull back again. Look how far away you are from the moving average. You're up into resistance. Boom. You pull back. And that's what's going to happen here, okay? So that's something, that's a little lesson you got to keep in your mind. Look where you are. Slamming right into the red zone, right into resistance, the first time on a weekly chart, okay? That's usually a sell signal. Now, not always, but it's usually a sell signal, okay? So I'm not saying it's going to happen right. This is a weekly chart. Each one of these bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, okay, in this little area right here. 6 weeks right there, okay? So this is a cruise ship turning. This is not a motorcycle cutting corners here, okay? This is a cruise ship. This moves like a cruise ship, okay? It takes time for the earth to rotate, okay? And that's what's happening here, okay? Now, we do get a close higher here, and we could go up and tag a little bit higher here. We could very well do it. Let's go over the 15-minute chart, okay? Now, I don't like to use a 15-minute chart because we get a little bit of the choppiness, okay? But it could be a good starting point for you, okay? It could be so let's see what happens. We're trading with the box. We failed there. We have some volume in here, okay? So on Goldman Sachs, let's see where we had. Now we go into these areas. Always remember this. When we go into these areas, these are magnets, okay? These are magnets right there. So right in that spot when you came back up, they will retest those areas, okay? So when this pulls back, it will retest the gap probably, okay? Let's see if we get up first. Okay, so that's something that remains to be seen. Now, let's go over to Caterpillar. We got Caterpillar. Remember what I had showed you down here on November 22nd. We had the massive buy signal right there. We came up. We stopped. We got the huge engulfing. We had the follow-through with the engulfing. We had another nice day after that. We went up to resistance, and now we're closed again higher, okay, with lighter volume, though, okay? We closed higher again right there. So look how much higher. Now, we could be heading up. Now, you got to look at the 2-hour chart. You could be heading back up again. Now, look at this. Let me show you something on Caterpillar, okay? Let me show you something. Buy signal, good volume. Okay, you come back up here. You're in sideways move. You, boom, get another buy signal. Okay, sideways move, buy signal. Light volume, very light volume. Look at here, here, and here, and then look at divergence. Okay, well, let's say we can get the sideways, and then boom, we can get another buy signal right there. Okay, right in that spot right there. Let's see if that happens. Okay. So that we're going to have to get, that's a 2-hour chart on Caterpillar, okay? Let's see if we continue to go up on Caterpillar. Caterpillar's a power stock once it gets moving, okay? And remember this, too. We got up and above on Caterpillar. We got up and above the resistance areas. So now we have some support underneath us here at 292.35. Okay, we're at 298.12 right now, okay? Now let's go over to Costco. On Costco, we got a few more minutes here to go. Now, Costco, look at the flush out of volume here, okay? You come up and you get the exchange of money right there. Look at that. Boom. So let's see what happens here with this little sideways consolidation now. We're going to have to see. We have light volume, okay? But this is something that they put in their portfolios, the big guys, okay? Let's go. We got to move fast. NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA... Let's look at NVIDIA. Now, watch what's happening. Let's squeeze the chart. Okay? Look at this. You're smack into resistance here. Look at the box. Trading within the box right there. Boom. You're smack into resistance here. Let's see. We got light volume. Let's see if we can get up and above. Now, if we get up and above, we can be heading up to that 509.32, let's say. Okay? Let's see if that can happen. Okay. On you'll see right in that spot, we went up into there and we failed. Okay. Now we're chewing up. We could chew back up into this area. How you will know is you'll go to a small time frame and you'll see if they're buying on the small time frame. Okay, let's go over the 30-minute chart. Let's see if they're buying. Actually, let's go over to a 45-minute chart on NVIDIA, and let's see if they're buying. Now, watch this, okay? We had a big downdraft right here, okay? So we're going into this area. We got a lot of pressure right in that spot, okay? Look at this monster pullback here on a 30-minute chart, okay? Sell signal right there. So you're going into sell signals here, right in this spot. And you're teething up with very light volume, okay? So let's see what actually happens. Let's see if we start getting more buying and we start heading up to this range here at the 498.45, okay? So that you'll manage on a small time frame. You'll keep managing it. Let's go over to Duke Energy fast and Duke Energy now, okay? Let's go over to Duke Energy and look what we got going on here. We're sitting at support with dojis, okay? We have sellers coming in. Now look at Duke Energy here. Look at the sellers up here. Look right there and look at this, okay? Now you got light volume here. Look at the void, the average volume line, okay? And what do you have? Sideways consolidation. Now you have a little bit of a squeeze play here. Watch the squeeze play here. Let's see right here and right here. We have a little bit of a pennant formation, okay? A little bit of a pennant formation here. So which way are we going to squeeze it? We're going to squeeze it up or we're going to squeeze it down, okay? Let's see. So the volume here is more interested in selling here, okay? Let's see. But we have a squeeze play here. So we're going to squeeze up or we're going to squeeze down. So that's what we're going to keep watching, okay? Really fast. Let's go over to Dominion Energy Incorporated, okay? And this is something that we were following, and we got up and above, but this is a breakout failure. So here, now watch this. When they break out above above, now you get a breakout, and you fail, okay? Boom, they slam it, okay? They slam it. Now you got more sellers here. You do have a little bit of a break stop pattern here. Let's see if this holds. If it holds and then goes back up. Now let's see if Duke Energy with the selling volume here, let's see if we drop, okay? Let's see if we get this kind of thing, okay? We drop down to this level here. Let's see if that's what we're going to see here in this range. Now that's what happens when you get the breakout failures, okay? So you get boom, you get the breakout, and then it fails. So that means that there's no more follow through here, and then boom, they start slamming it to the downside. There's no more follow through volume, okay? So let's watch that. Now, we could always stop at support and then start heading up again, okay? Now, let's look at GDX because we want to look at the gold. And now, remember this. On December 13th, remember we saw that buy signal. Boom. Get that monster, huge candlestick, that velocity candlestick with the volume. You don't have a lot of sellers in this area here right now. But where I drew that pink little line there was where there was a lot of sellers in that spot, so we pulled back. And now we're teething up into this area. Let's see if we can teeth up into this 32.47. Now we're struggling up in this spot, so let's continue to watch. Let's watch the dollar. Okay, now in the U.S. dollar, look at the gap down. So what does that tell you? Okay, that tells you that the gold is strong because we broke below this green line, which was a major support area. Actually, you can even move this down a little bit. What happened? Okay, major support area, broke it. Now it could bounce a little bit from this point here. We'll see. Okay, so that's strong for gold, and we said it was happening here. Remember, we were talking about this beforehand. Really fast before we go, as promised, Procter & Gamble, and Procter & Gamble, you're in this area. Let's go over the line chart. Okay, you have a little bit of abnormal W, but you're under the moving average here. Remember, you're under moving average here. Okay, let's get the other blue ink here, and right there. Okay, you're below, so you can come up and then you can fail. You have light volume here. Okay, so you came off the support level, And let's see if you fail there, okay? Let's see if you fail. Now, we got to wrap this up. Let's go to the last one, McDonald's. Now, McDonald's, we went over. So we were around here. The last time we were talking about McDonald's, we were up in this area here, okay? So we pulled back, we came back, and now we had the sideways move. And now we close higher, we close higher, we close higher with light volume, okay? So we're teething up into these areas here with very light volume. You can get smacked in those areas. You have to be very careful. Look where McDonald's, right here, you're in a sell area, okay? You're in a major sell area right there at McDonald's as you're moving up into the spot. So let's see. Now watch this. Watch this before we go. Look at this. Boom. Look at that guy right there, okay? Look at that group, okay? And then look at the group going up. And look at the group going down, okay? Right in that spot. So we can kind of get this kind of thing with light volume, and then, boom, we could pull back on McDonald's. That's something that we're going to have to watch closely. If we go to a 45-minute chart really fast before we go, look at McDonald's. They're still buying on the 45-minute chart. As a matter of fact, we just popped ahead and we have another buy signal there on a 45. So let's see if we get up to 295.49 on McDonald's. Right now it's 294.55. Okay, so that's something. So you always got to go to the small time frame and manage, because you can't see it on the daily chart. As it pulls back, buy it. As it pulled back, they bought. Okay, they pulled back here. Boom, capitulation candlestick, bought. Didn't even come back to the 20-day. Bought off there. Sideways consolidation. Boom, buy signal. Come off, capitulation with a buy with increasing volume. Okay, so that's the way we play it. That's the way we watch it. I want to thank everybody for coming. Have a wonderful new year. Happy, healthy new year to everybody. And thank you for watching Trading Within the Box.